under-15s that play a bit of Masters lacrosse around the world pre-COVID, and hoping to do so again. And 15-minute quarters are very kind.
Absolutely.
Mitch Govan getting into good position. Bennett kicks the ball onto him. Sorry, Mitch Govan now. It was on to Dylan Wood. Two of them very similar sizes, but Dylan, number 12, with those white undershorts. Now to Mitch Govan, looking to drive his player from the top.
Good
draws the double.
Yep.
There's that double, but his man then swaps back to the loose player. So as an offensive player, if you can keep your head up and see that loose player and give that dump off, they get time and space and take that shot.
Foul called here, Charles, on that last
So Woodville has the advantage. So they'll push in and take a few risks to try and get a shot off here.
No real time restriction here, only to the umpire's discretion, isn't it? When you're not attacking the goal, they'll pull the ball up, I should say.
Dylan Wood, very unlucky. I think that hit the top bar. Worked himself inside.
So Adam Phillips picks up the foul there. Little soft one up the top. Woodville will go into another man up. 3-2 the scoreline. So they'll set up in a 3-3 formation, Woodville, and they'll look to swing one of the 45 guys through the crease. A little bit of rotation to try and get that Burnside sliding pattern disrupted, and quick ball movement. They'll find an open man somewhere. A little interchange there, bottom corner
nice
open.
Feed inside to Bennett.
Beautiful goal.
And a lovely finish.
So very well constructed.
Negerman. Tyson Negerman.
Good finish. If we had the replay there, we'd see the little interchange, top centre and the 45, opened up a gap down the bottom corner. Nice little through ball.
Yeah.
3-all.
Lovely close game here.
Back to the face-off.
Yep, Jared Hines in there again.
Lewis Dow.
Against your Lewis Dow.
Very good pinch and pop technique here, Charles, from Lewis Dow. He'll pinch that ball into the back of his stick and pop it out the front like he does. Maybe a little one-trick pony, but when your trick is so good, there's no point moving away, right?
Yeah, use it if it works.
So good opportunity here. Looks like Marshall, Dom Lyons playing D. Burnside stuck with a long pole down in an offense.
They're trying to get that change up now. They'll just settle the ball. Should hold it out while that change happens. Yeah.
Nicola on the overlap, so Woodville just caught a little bit off guard there. Look to have settled themselves back down. So Nicola will bring the ball back into the offensive box. And there's a timeout being called from Burnside. So what have we got in the timeout, Charles? 30 seconds? Minute? 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Craig.
Yeah, neither do I.
I always thought it was 1 minute.
Yeah, probably. I think it's a minute. Never seems to go that long. You never get enough message out there during those timeouts.
Yeah, you just want to go in with one simple message at a timeout.
So 3-all.
I'm sure coaches in a lot of other sports would love to be able to call a timeout and quickly go and address his players, but that,
absolutely, yeah.
So it is one of the other unique aspects, as with basketball and other sports that allow this. Teams are allowed a couple of timeouts per half, and you might use it for that strategic communication opportunity, but sometimes even as a coach, a captain can call it on the field too. You might see a ball that's just about to get turned over, and your team can only call a timeout when they have possession in their offensive half. And you see the turnover is about to come.
Yep.
And you might call that strategic timeout. Seen it backfire on a few coaches too. Yeah.
Yep.
So Burnside reset their offense.
So Stephen Guerin, first-year coach for the men here at Woodville this year. Had much to do with him, Charles, in the outcome to the season?
Not for this season. Stephen, I took him on as an assistant coach many years ago with juniors, and so every year when I coach juniors, I try and have one of the young players coach with me, and Stefan was always very eager and had great relationship with the players.
Good, yep.
He's coached our women's programs as well, and just a good club servant. And
certainly a former state league player for Woodville for many years
premiership
too.
player as well. Shot from outside, Tuckford easy save. Tuckford under pressure now, steps out of the back of the goal. The goalkeeper's allowed to hold the ball for 4 seconds in the circle where no one can touch him. Tommy probably didn't use that 4, then came out and threw a pass under pressure, and the ball got turned over Tuckford's back. Quite a running goalie. Here he goes. This is more his natural game. He's got outlets in the middle.
He does love a little run up the field, Tommy Tuxford.
Gives a lot of coaches heart attacks when goalkeepers run up the field, because that leaves the goal unprotected. But also then the opposition have to decide whether they're going to pressure that player or let him run. And Tuckford will shoot.
Well, it turns it into a 10v9, doesn't it, up the field, so you get that extra man. If you can create an overlap, it's a good thing. Hines looks to be going a little split dodge up high, gets himself some room.
Time and space, shot in the run. Ball's up for possession now. Negerman fighting hard. Young Philippa using his body and soccer skills there to get out to their advantage. Strong ground ball, good work there by young Philippa. Fake pass. A bit of twist and turn, sloppy pass.
All that hard work undone.
Yeah.
Pressure though by Josh Harris.
Yep, he didn't give in there, just kept applying the pressure. But the defensive unit see that stuff happen upfield, and when you have those unforced errors, really, although there was pressure there, Craig, it was still an unforced error. Ball up for contest here. Richard Philippa swoops in on that ball, kicks it on to Negerman, who's under pressure straight away, but will probably outrun this guy.
Yeah, James Mullins, very accomplished short stick defender.
Looks inside, lovely feed and a little unhand shot. Woodville get it back with Jaden Penner behind the goal to take that possession.
Umpire's whistle, so it looks like we've got a...
Yeah, I know it's one of the stats they count in AFL as well, unforced errors.
So too many men on the that half, so an offside call there, Charles, and Woodville in possession will result in a 30-second man up.
For men's lacrosse, it's 10 players each, but you must always have 4 players in your defensive half, 3 in your offense. And if you think about netball with players being in those set positions,
that might be the half.
That could be the half.
That snuck up upon us, didn't it?
Yeah, you know, that whole interesting thing with netball, the players are wearing the bibs, which say players can only be in that position, but in lacrosse, the goalkeeper can go coast to coast. He can run right down and shoot, but someone's got to stay back for him. The umpire just doesn't care who's there as long as there's 4 players back in defence. And at that point, Burnside just having a sloppy bench there, end up with 11 players on the field. And we have a bench official over there that was straight onto it. I think Michael Gowdy, bench official today.
It's one of the uniqueness of the game lacrosse, and it's what makes it so great, doesn't it? There's so many little intricacies, it's an easy word for me to say at the moment, about our game that that a lot of other sports don't have.
True, and much of that's come through the modernisation of the game in North America, but then there's that whole strong historic spiritual side of the game. For those that aren't aware, the game was actually the game of the Native American Indians. Many of the different nations over there played Begataway.
The medicine game.
The medicine game, the creator's game. They believe it was given them by the maker. And they used it for the young warriors to get them to be fit and ready for war if needed, but also understand about teamwork and discipline.
They might have even used it at one stage for tribal disputes as well. Charles, did they not
some of the historians say that stuff, that teams that come together and play a game of lacrosse to work out some dispute between 2 tribes, and the game might go for days over, tens of kilometres. but just crazy stuff and a lot of stuff in history about, I guess the settlers seeing this strange game. And as you said, we've got a game of women's lacrosse going on behind us, and when I talk to people about the difference between the two games, so it's kind of like comparing basketball and netball. The two games look very similar sized ball, similar sized court, similar sized goal or hoop, but there's some different rules. And part of that was because it was actually an English woman bought a whole stack of lacrosse sticks when she was travelling in North America in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and took the sticks back, and she created her own version of the game for women. So women's lacrosse, really, it wasn't played by the Native American women. The history or creation of the women's game was all out of England, the UK, and for many years England won the World Series, and they'd turn up and play against these college girls, and a lot of the English women, or women in their 30s that had played their whole life and had just been with the game forever.
Yep. One of the key parts there, I guess, Charles, is the women's game is supposed to be non-contact, very much like basketball non-contact. So it is physical, however non-contact. The men's is what we classify full contact, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely with the ability in men's to be able to hip and shoulder, even shirt front. So in most senior grades, anyone within 3 metres of a loose ball is a target to be able to be a body check on them, take them out of the game. The ball carrier at any time, people can body check them. Just like Australian rules football and other sports, coming into the person's back, so you can't hit from behind, you can't tackle.
And it's heavily regulated now as well. The umpires are all over it. So,
but a lot of guys using that full body contact to fight for loose balls. We don't see that big hit too often these days, but when it is, it's normally a player that just has lost awareness of what's going on around him and gets caught out and gets cleaned up. But the other part of the game is the checking. So, a player takes possession of the ball. Said the difference netball and basketball between women's and men's lacrosse. The sticks look the same, but even those, for those that look closely, the women's stick, the strings are pulled really tight. It's almost like a tennis racket, with the net there, and it's the sidewalls that give it a bit of a pocket, the plastic depth of the lacrosse stick. But in the men's stick, they have a deep pocket, a sack, and the ball hangs in there. And for someone to get the ball off a player, particularly in men's lacrosse, you do need a bit more contact. Whereas women's lacrosse, I really appreciate how much more skilled you have to be to retain the ball in women's lacrosse, because you don't have that contact. But they are allowed to check, but it's not the aggressiveness of the check. It's a little more of a tap.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, highly skilled, the women, absolutely no doubt about it. And their game has come on in leaps and bounds in the last 10 years in terms of skill right across the park, not only at state league level, but at a national level and international level too, I believe. That, the girls, highly exciting game now.
It is, and obviously it was a big change in the sport globally. It was an American policy around the equalisation of sports. In the college system over there, so much money was just spent on the men's programs with the big basketball, football type ice hockey programs. And the regulation came in that they had to spend similar amounts of money on the women's sports. And so schools were quickly scrambling, trying to find a sport, whereas women's lacrosse had been pretty much played in the northeast of the country. And within 2 or 3 years, it was played in most major colleges all around the country, and it just boomed as a game. And
not only that, now we got teams from the mid north and teams from the west winning titles over there in the USA too.
In men's and women's. And but the Australian women, just like the men at different times, definitely bat above their weight. But the women have been much more successful in winning world titles.
Certainly,
And some of our women over there now, I know that they're on 6-figure sums coaching college lacrosse and have very, very big careers, just being professional lacrosse coaches, and same with the men's as well. But it's the fact that the Australian women's program was so strong that some of the colleges over there said, right, let's get some of those Australian lacrosse skills and knowledge. And
absolutely.
Jen Adams and who else have we got over there?
Hannah Nielsen, Stacey Morlang, and those girls.
Trewarthen trophy winner, Hannah Nielsen, one of the greatest players of all time.
Absolutely.
Over there. All coming out of that Brighton program?
Yeah, they have. So Karen Norton as well went over to Denver, and she was
Glenelg girl.
point scorer for some time.
Right now we've got a number of Victorians, Western Australian, South Australian men and women over there playing college lacrosse. We just had Peter Inns walk past us before. Probably he's picked as one of the 10 top players in the world at a World Series, and went on to play professional lacrosse over there for the Boston Cannons and San Francisco Dragons.
Yep.
Pretty handy player. One of your teammates and drinking buddies, Craig?
Oh, yeah, Gatorade, half-time drinking, yeah. Yeah, no, fantastic career for Pete, and certainly paved the way for a lot more Australians after him to strive and I guess just have that pathway over to the US. So one of the first pro players. Since then we've had probably half a dozen more, but none more influential in games than what Pete probably did in the early days too.
Yeah, agreed. And acknowledging the advertiser here, Streaming Lacrosse, we've had Lacrosse SA with their own TV network for the last few years doing games. Very exciting to see the advertiser pick it up and letting people know. Obviously, if you're already watching this game, you've probably paid your $3 subscription. It's not expensive to sign up and subscribe and be able to...
$1 trial.
$1 trial.
Full digital, yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, so great thing. I'm sure Ben Hook probably had something to do with that. One of the journalists at the advertiser, Andrew Capel's always been a big supporter as well. But Ben Capel emceed the season launch for Woodville at one of their major sponsors, Big Shed Brewing, down on the Port Road there last Monday night. Put on an event and players received their jersey. Yeah.
Yep.
Always love it when you have a brewery as a sponsor, Craig.
Oh, absolutely. The later the night goes, the better the tales and stories go, right?
Agreed.
Action back on in the third. Scoreboard's
3-2.
Scoreboard's been a little tough to read. I'm not sure how updated it is. I think it's 3-all.
Woodville shot. Negerman went down low. Goalkeeper straight onto it in the feet there. It was a good look. Goalkeeper giving him that lovely big target with his legs wide apart. The goalkeeper just actually asked Negerman to shoot it there, really. As a goalkeeper, that's one of your weapons, really. There's a couple of things you try to use, and one is great body position and then your reflexes watching the ball. But sometimes giving an opponent a bit of a space to shoot through, knowing a lot of players will see it and shoot straight there, and you know you're going to move to it.
Yep.
Dump inside, shot.
Nice positioning from the goalkeeper. We saw there before as Burnside were clearing Charles and offside by the ball-carrying team, so that results in no time penalty, but a change of possession. So Woodville back into attack.
Jared Hines working very hard up there at the top for Woodville. Really enjoying watching him play today. Unforced error there. Woodville retain it.
It's young Dylan Wood.
Yep.
Wood to Bennett. Bennett to Abbott. Abbott to Negerman. Cutter's not on. So timing just off a little bit there. One comes through now being Philippa. Wood as well. Isolation for Bennett up the top. Penner has a look at it.
Trying to get for that outside shot.
Nice shot. Good pick up by the keeper.
Yeah, went stick side. You want to try and get that shot on offside. Keeper had it covered.
Space being made now. Bennett and Wood trying to get a little opportunity.
Yeah, talking about that stick side. See, the goalkeeper is a right-handed goalkeeper, and try to look to get those shots down the left-hand side and make the goalie really work and get across to it.
Yep.
And he just put it stick side for the keeper, and it makes it a little bit easier for him to kind of read that ball and take it.
Percentages game, isn't it?
It is. That ball can move at 150, 160 kilometres an hour in a shot, so for a lot of the goalies, a lot of it is that good body position and just doing all the fundamentals to give you the best chance of trying to stop it. A shot by Philippa. That could be a foul for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, loose ball, so no one in possession.
Yeah, if a goalkeeper does get a foul, unless the team has a second goalie kitted up.
Flag has gone up now, however. Abbott draws a 2. Dishes off. Opportunity missed.
Missed opportunity there.
Yep.
Yes, again.
So man up. We'll see Woodville's man up again. They'll set up with 3 across the top and 3 across the goal face.
For a lot of players, Craig, that flag goes up and they hear the foul call.
Oh,
it's an adrenaline rush.
It's
and
a green
really,
light.
you want the players to actually just keep a bit of calmness and keep working it to take that shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they don't have to throw it away.
Give yourself 2 good opportunities to score rather than just the one.
Yep.
So Flepper high right down to Negaman. Skip pass across to Govan. Bennett. A little bit of a rotation here. They look to feed the crease if they can. The back doors are open. Burnside shut it down. Bennett.
Shot outside by Bennett. Down low,
Save.
goalkeeper all over it.
Penalty time.
He sees that clear out. Unlucky for him that the pass doesn't stick. Lovely crossover there. Shot by the long pole. Oh, hits the post.
Pipe.
Flepper on the recovery rebound. Big Dom. He'll regret that one, not going in the net, but most good defenders know shoot at the pipes.
That's right.
That way it's either going in, hopefully, or if it doesn't, you get the ball goes out of bounds, you get to retain it, and you've got time to get back to defence. So
That's
great
right.
discipline by
That's right.
Dom Lyons there. Not lucky to get the goal.
And Woodville just taking the opportunity to get a fresh set of legs on. Hines is back out there now. Negaman will move through for Govan, a little bit of space. Hines wants to take on, so they're taking on the
Pump
best.
flag called.
Nice through ball
Shot.
pass. So
Saved again. Goalie's doing a good job in there, Craig.
he is.
All the shots are going down low now. If I was the Woodville coach, I'd be asking him to look for that top left-hand corner. Bounce shot into the top left-hand.
Yeah,
Rip up there, because the goalie's going down pretty much straight away.
Turn it into a bit of a guessing game for
Yeah,
him.
yeah. One of those things with the penalty, if they do throw a flag and it's a technical foul and the goal scored, that cancels the foul. But if it's a personal foul, 1 minute, the penalty still stands.
Yep.
So that's where Craig talked about the double opportunity to score. Inside feed. Negaman almost with the drop off there. Good work by the keeper. But Woodville closest to the line when it crosses. Negaman quickly brings the ball back into play. Outside to Dylan Wood. Dylan Wood moves the ball on quickly. Poor pass. They was under pressure. Trying to create something. And I think, not sure what happened there. I'm not sure if Burnside stepped on the...
Might have been a mistake there, yeah. So
pointing the wrong way. I think it was a moving pick. Very hard to call. Michael Gowdy didn't really make the call that clear for me. I'm sure everyone else could hear what it was. One of the most experienced umpires in the competition, well respected.
He is, certainly, with 2 of the probably most up-and-coming umpires too, Luke Keesing, Ben Robinson, both...
Yeah, I'd probably rate Luke Keesing as one of the best umpires. Great goal,
Yep.
Inside feed, but Dom up. There's another couple of fouls to come out of this, I think, Craig.
So there's a couple of...
Zach Clothier on the actual shot. That was pretty touch and go. It's one of those things he was... I maybe would have let that go. He hit the guy just as he shot it, and he was in motion, but that's always umpire's discretion. But really, that Burnside player coming in to hit Clothier, if that doesn't get a foul, there's something wrong there, because that was very much unsportsmanlike. Whereas Clothier's was in the...
Well, just having a look at the field here, Charles, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 flags and an umpire's hat on the ground. So there's a bit of carnage. There's what they call a yard sale happening out there at the moment. Anything you wish, just...
Maybe it's the umpires just all wanting to get into the game, Craig, or just calling the one foul together.
That doesn't happen,
just
Charles.
kidding, no. Yeah, definitely there's at least 3 fouls in that. And any umpire can call that. And so a couple of those flags may be for the same foul. But there's definitely 2 or 3 in the Burnside.
There's a couple of guilty parties over there. 2 of the Woodville guys have gone to the bench. They've put their hand up and said, yeah, I'll probably take one. One of the Burnside guys has said, I'll take one too.
I know right now, Craig, if you were on the field, you'd go and pick those flags up.
I would.
And hand it back to the umpire. Just
find a nice little hiding spot for him.
The umpire's just taking time to talk through exactly the calls that were made there, because as I said, a couple of the umpires would have called the same penalty.
That's right. Just making sure they get the right guys for the right time. And then I guess also what happens after that, because if there's a foul there that after the shot has been scored or shot, then a foul is committed, possession of the ball should probably go against that team as well.
How you going? Yeah, so that's one of those things that I was talking about with that late unsportsmanlike call.
Yep.
The goal was scored by Burnside, that will stand.
Yes.
The foul on Clothier, I still believe, was in motion with the play.
I agree.
So that the ball still would have just gone back for a face-off.
Yes.
But that late foul, I'm not sure where Woodville's second one from, but the Burnside foul happened after the goal was called, which means Woodville should probably get possession.
I agree.
So the bit that's not clear at the moment is what that second Woodville foul was for.
I think that was in the lead up to that goal being scored. There was a flag thrown for an errant check by one of the Woodville defenders, so that should be one. Now both umpires could throw the 2 flags for 1 foul, so I would say 2 Woodville guys in there for 1 each, and then the Burnside guy to lottery what he might get.
Yeah, because that one could easily get a 3-minute foul for unsportsmanlike, inciting a fight, coming in, hitting a player not in the play. Woodville, they've just signalled Woodville is getting the ball.
That's probably right
Craig,
result, Charles.
That signal there.
Out of the game?
Yeah. The umpire put both arms out to the left and right.
I thought he went with...
similarly quick, an umpire calling a wide.
Thought it might have been a simultaneous... and
so I don't know if that was an expulsion call. Just got some clown, Robert Lawson, coming past us. Great as he trips over the rope. Involved with the Australian men's program, Glenelg program, and been a very decorated player himself, but just can't even get past a rope on the sidelines.
Head coach at Glenelg this year too.
Head coach at Glenelg. They should appoint a safety officer to travel with him, Craig, so he just doesn't injure himself.
Little clumsy. So probably the right outcome here as the one umpire does a little sweep around and collects all his flags. Woodville to start possession rather than the face-off.
But Woodville a man down here. There's 2 in the box for Woodville, so Burnside double teaming the ball. You try to get the ball to one of your quicker players, and he's going to take the goal. Oh, he scores a goal there, Craig. How often do we see that, Craig?
Yeah, a little
bit. Poor teamwork by the Burnside. No,
it's been waved off.
The flag called by Gowdy.
Oh, so...
Yeah, we see that where the players, you as a very decorated defender, you work with your teammate, trying to cover who's got what, but those guys didn't do a good job there. I actually thought that was a goal, but a bit of confusion here, and Woodville have got another foul. They've got 3 in the box, so only 3-man defence, 3v4, 3v5.
So a lot of scramble play here.
You expect Burnside to score here. They have got volume of players, top post.
Yeah, I would have liked a timeout there, because look at the
sloppy,
scramble.
Craig. Sloppy, that's your timeout.
Your timeout, you settle things down, you have a look at what we got in front of us.
So you've got a goalkeeper now here with a player on. Woodville's still short. Tuckford backing himself, going for it. He's going to have to outrun a few. Throws the Hail Mary down the field. Dylan Wood using his body to create a bit of opportunity. Hits it inside. Oh my gosh, Craig, look at that.
And the foul.
Against the flow of play. Against the flow of play.
Yeah.
They had 3 in the penalty box, Craig.
Yeah, like I said, so if a timeout comes about with 3 in the penalty box, that time is stopped as well. So you lock him in there. You're able to talk to your offensive
calm your
group.
players down. Just go, guys, don't rush this.
That's right.
No craziness here.
So opportunity missed.
And Woodville
Scramble
gets one back.
Yeah, 4-3.
Dylan Wood just backing himself, very unconventional type player. A lot of stuff coaches don't want to see in terms of the style of his play, but I've always enjoyed watching him play, backing himself, doing that stuff. Just that little batting the ball back to his opponent.
Yeah,
most coaches want him to pick it up and try.
Agree.
Take control, give a good pass. But
the right result.
Was that Shane Abbott or was that
Shane Abbott? Yep. Known as the Seagull, and he collects all the scraps. And he's a good finisher, so why not? So that scoreboard looks to be getting updated. It could be 5 for Woodville's way.
Yeah, that's what I see from here, even with that glare, Craig.
Yep. Another call there from the umpire. So this game getting a little rowdy here. Burnside might have copped a flag there after the goal was scored.
The coach is not very happy over there, Craig.
So I think, no, I'd be too scared to predict what's going to happen here.
So who is the coach for Burnside this year, Craig?
Yeah, so it's the same guy they've had the last couple of years, an American import, Ryan Taggart.
Okay.
Ryan Taggart. So he's
brought a good style of game to the club,
he
which
has.
obviously has rewarded them.
He has, yep. Hats off to the work he's putting down there.
So right now, Woodville still, we've got 2 in the box, 1 coming in off now. So Woodville goes into a man-up play, I believe. Well, no, they've still got 2 and 2 each. So again, if you were the coach of Woodville, you'd ask him to probably hold it out.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the time difference there, see if we can get an advantage. But Wood skirting up high, Penner down low, Abbott.
Pull it out
well
there.
saved.
Dylan Wood on the fake and Jaden Penner. He gets out run. No, he just gets it. Some of the Burnside players losing their cool there, but as I said, Craig, it's as the ball crosses the line, not who's first to the line.
That's right. That's right.
Jaden Penner was a little bit slower there, but he was in front as it crossed that line.
His timing was a little bit better, that was all. Jaden Penner.
Right place, right time.
That's right. Oh, look at that. So
Negerman thought he had a player there.
Yep.
Kicked it on.
And here we go. What have we got now? Umpire has whistled.
Timeout green, I think, was that called? Timeout green.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
Stephen Guerin's taking note of your tips here, Craig. He's kind of getting his guys in. You can see he's wanting to settle them down. It's just the whole game had became a little bit untidy.
Yep.
Woodville, I think, although they got more fouls there, ended up coming out on top there. But now they've really got to capitalise that on. Settle it down. They've got a man up here. If they can put a goal into the back of the net right now.
Yep, spot on, Charles. It's a competitive sport. Sticks throwing around, the heat under the collar rises sometimes, and that's what happens. But it's the first team to settle after that and recompose. And it's a good timeout. Woodville got the extra man advantage, so...
I know many people that have never seen the game before, and even myself as a junior, you look at it and you think, geez, that's pretty violent and scary. You see those sticks swinging around.
Yeah.
But you're wearing all that protective gear. You've got the big gloves, the arm pads, the helmets. The sticks are plastic and aluminium. You get a little bit of a bruise every now and then.
That's right.
But it's actually not as bad as it looks. But
no, in my time, Charles, I think I've seen less injuries as a result of a lacrosse action than I've seen in any other sport that I've played or watched on TV. So,
yeah, I know. I saw stats a few years ago, and per capita of player, soccer had more players in the emergency clinic than just about all the sports in Australia.
Yep.
Most people think of that as being very non-contact.
Real emergencies or
maybe it was just they
yellow
done
flag
a fingernail. Or I'm not sure, Craig. I probably shouldn't say that. It's inappropriate.
It's very inappropriate.
But I did see that cartoon this week. I'll tell you about it as after this play.
So even now, Burnside man from the penalty box has expired. He's out the front there, so it's a 6-on-6
Jared Hines feeds to the corner. Young Philippa trying to work his way around, looking for the dump off. And found Penner open, but couldn't quite complete the pass. Dylan Wood with the ball, settles it back down, punches on to Negerman. A pass out of the sun there from Shane Abbott.
New uniforms for Burnside this year too, Charles. How are they growing on you?
Yeah, I kind of like their shorts, Craig.
Yep. A little bit more workmanlike, aren't they?
Yeah.
Coming out of the lead.
Test a ball here. There's one of those bodies with the ball loose on the...
Cam Semler.
Took a lot of heat from Jaden Penner, but still maintained possession. Passes off nicely. Burnside go into offence. Haven't been down there for a little while. You want to just give your defence a bit of a break now. Hold a possession for a minute or two. Move the ball around. Give everyone a touch. And let your defence have a bit of a breather.
Yeah, you're right. Spending a lot of time down the other end of the field. Now's the time to rest the legs, compose yourself, wait for the good opportunity to come through. Last thing they want to do is rush an offensive set and have to race off down the other end of the field to defend the goal again. So Nicola gets himself a chance inside Marshall. Flag thrown.
Yeah.
Across the back there from
Young Philippa.
Philippa.
Yeah, he's got that wraparound check, and I've seen it a number of times. It actually lands on the stick, and it is a legal check, but it looks so untidy, and the umpires just see that huge swing.
I think what happens as well, that because it's a one-handed check, Charles, that free hand sometimes gets onto the offensive player, so that's what they call you for.
Yeah, and that'd be a hold or a push in 30 seconds, but he gave it a 1 minute foul there for the slash, and so sometimes they're saying it's come up too high on the arm, hit another part of the body, and young Sean Philippa not happy with that call. But just keep your mouth closed, get off, do the time. Tommy Tuxford, strong save, holding his pipe there, looking for the outlet, quick pump up to Zach Clothier. That Clothier, calm, feeds it back to Richard Philippa. Richard Philippa sees it out to Negerman. Negerman takes the ball under pressure, carries over the centre line, looking for an opportunity. Inside feed, bit of a risky feed. It's going to be a turnover here.
Yeah, so that's what we talk about, bringing the ball down to offense. You want to make sure that pump to the crease is an 80-20 ball.
That percentage one.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, that one missed the targets out of bounds. You want it to kind of either hit the stick or go to ground. So have someone back it up.
Yep. Harris clears out. Lambert, the early goal scorer for Burnside.
Just gone offside there, Craig. I think Woodville's gone offside.
Yep. Umpire's throwing the flag.
On it.
Advantage. So there should be an extra man down here.
Yeah, Shane Abbott just running loose. Just not sure why he thought he had to run over the centre line there. He's one of the attackmen. He thought obviously he was in a position to chase his man, but takes Woodville offside. Burnside pushing in. Strong body work. Shot. Pipe. Unlucky.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
That's probably... we need the VAR on that, Charles.
Yeah.
2 pipes. Close to going in.
I'm pretty sure Tommy Tuckford doesn't want a video review now.
No, he did well. Did well. So, man back on side for Woodville. Man in the box. Woodville, Burnside, extra man. Flag has been flown. So there must be a little bit of chitter-chatter out there, or there's complete chaos going on with the umpiring fraternity. They'll discuss again what happened as they converse in the centre of the field. Flag down. Not sure if that involves another player or the foul that was committed. So Woodville
going to be in a bit of strife here again, either with 1 or 2 in the penalty box.
Plenty of conversation. So there we go. Woodville had another one slip off the field, but we did. Another one in the box.
There, 2 in the box, 4 on the zone. One of the rules, Craig keeps referring to long poles, and Craig was a long pole player. Defenders are playing with those very big long poles you can see out there. Very good for interceptions and being able to reach in and cause conflict or disruption for the offensive player.
Yep.
But you're only allowed 4 of those on the field, so your normal 3 close in. Great underarm shot, bringing it up into that top corner.
Yeah, nice little 3-man rotation through the crease. Burnside snuck one out the back door, and the overlap on the weak side left him 1-on-1. Not a lot of hope there for Tommy Tuxford, is there?
Not much you can do. As a goalie, you see that guy drop his stick, and most goalies, and myself included, normally drop down thinking this is going to come low. And a few players just have that ability to actually from low down and lift it up high.
Yep.
We see the Burnside goalie getting all those saves with the shot going down low. They just pull one up there. Pretty hard for Tommy. He's having a good game. Both goalies doing a really good job here today.
Lewis Dow again.
That famous little tuck and drives in.
But as you can see, Charles, that
he
stick
got that
he's
ability
using,
to finish. Not really the best stick for shooting goals.
It is very much orchestrated for that face-off.
I'll just throw it in the general vicinity of the goal and wish.
And he does that. That's right. So he'll throw it anywhere at the goalkeeper, making sure he misses by a good margin. So Burnside can get the first on. He's well drilled at that. That's what he does, Lewis Dow. He offers Burnside first use of the ball every time, so he's a very, very valuable player to have. Here's Nicola, who's been doing a lot of work up and down the field. That's fast two-way midi. Off to the left-handed James Mullen. Back to, it's hard to see numbers out there. That was Marshall.
There's Richard Falappa with the ground ball. And
the bell for
there's three-quarter time. Again, really, Jared Hine impressing me with his defensive work as well. When you get caught in defence as a short stick, we just spoke about those 4 long poles. Those long poles give the defenders a bit of a space advantage to be able to keep their player at length and try and minimise their ability to get in and shoot.
Yep.
The regular size stick, you don't have that, and so the players get in on top of you and are more likely to drive through you. But he really good hard work.
Yeah, agree.
On his man, body to body, pushing him out, giving himself that room.
So we're just getting a score check here, Charles, but I reckon we're locked away at 5. So low scoring game. We can see scores upwards of 15 and 16 scored to win games.
Yeah.
In recent years, more 12, 13 type score goal line.
And you got the shorter game, the 15s is obviously going to give less time for those higher scores. But
yeah, of course.
You know, as a defensive unit, you normally feel like you've done your job if you keep your opponents under 10 goals. 10 goals or under.
Yep.
Anything over 15, you kind of feel like you haven't had a great day defensively.
General rule of thumb, wasn't it? There we go. So just got clarification there. Burnside 5-3.
Yep.
As we thought, Charles. Is that right? Or we'll have to go back through the audio there. But I thought we both said 5-3.
Yeah. We both thought it was tied up at 5 apiece. But
okay.
We obviously missed a couple there. I think there was one goal that I counted for Woodville that was disallowed.
Yeah, if you want me to. Oh, they want me to MC, but if you want me to, I mean, too close to the group now, aren't we?
Yeah, that bell we're hearing just for the game behind us, the Burnside Woodville women's game. Here we have Burnside coming out to
so 5-3, Charles.
push this last quarter.
5-3.
Woodville will be looking to try and get an early goal or two, but although you said low scoring and we're talking about the level of scoring that can happen in a game, goals can come in a real hurry.
They can. The game can break open very easily.
Yeah, to get 3 or 4 goals in 2 minutes is something that can happen quite easily. Burnside dominating this face-off though, it's going to make it tough for Woodville, as you spoke about with Peter Inge many years ago. That was one of the advantages Woodville had, was he'd given first use of the ball. So, and that's what your man.
So
umpires have spotted
just an infringement, probably
over
by
Woodville. Someone over the line too early, something like that. Shame, because they finally got a face-off. What I was about to say there, Craig, was. And many years of having to deal with this as a goalkeeper myself, and when your team can't win the face-off, to actually get an offence, the defence needs to turn the ball over.
That's right. So you need it every time you want to score, you have to get a stop.
Yeah.
Which adds so much more pressure, doesn't it?
It does. And that's the advantage Burnside's had today.
So Hines out there now. Nicola will look to take him to the rack. He's got a nice little lefty-righty split. Marshall through X with Dom Lyons looking up to him. Big pick.
Oh, they've caught a foul on that.
Yeah.
So they might have lifted into the guy's helmet. I think that's maybe where the foul came.
Yeah.
You know, if someone sets a pick and a player's moving and runs into it, that's fair game. But if Dom lifted his hands or stick into the guy's head or something like that, it may have drawn the foul. I didn't actually see what happened there.
Yeah, it did look like it. Spot on, Charles. I think his hands raised up and collected chest, chin type area, so umpire's unhappy with that. Burnside now will have a chance to double the score of Woodville, 5-3 currently. So big play coming up right now. If Woodville can get a stop
Burnside starting a 3-3. We've got the guy in the guts, the players pinching in and out on the bottom corners. Yeah. Now they go to a 1-3-2. Great movement.
Umpire, timeout.
Timeout.
So
Burnside.
Ryan just
not
noticing
happy
something.
with what was happening, wants to come and reset what they're about to do. Feels he's going to find a way to goal.
Yeah,
different to what the players are about to do.
He's very agile as a coach, I find. Ryan, he can spot something out there and tinker on the fly, which a lot of guys don't. They're ingrained in their structure, and it's A, B, C. But Ryan and the Burnside team, he spotted something.
Now, one of the players missing for Woodville today, and I'm not sure of the reason behind this, is Jesse Wynnum, one of their most dominant players for the last few years, Australian indoor player. I'm not sure why he's not out there today.
Well, Charles, probably for the third time, he's retired.
There you go. I have to get him playing some Div 2 with me, Craig.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. So recently married,
Another baby.
Couple of kids, workload moving on up, and love for football, I think, all meant time away from lacrosse.
It's such a shame. Very handy player, but still a skillful footballer as well.
Yep.
His cousin, Horacio Fantasia, playing for Port Adelaide this year.
That might have been all the inspiration he needed.
I'm sure.
So Burnside here, just a little flick around at the top.
It nice. He sees an opportunity at the top, kicks it on. Low percentage shot from the outside there. You want someone with a bit of a cannon taking the shots from there, and that really wasn't the one, Craig.
It wasn't. It wasn't. Mullen's not known for ripping them from outside.
But Burnside get that ball back on that possession rule we discussed.
They will.
Quickly kick it on. Still have about 30 seconds left in their man up. Woodville trying to force an error.
Dawson,
lovely ball movement. Inside step. Good save. Ball up for grabs here.
Big ground ball coming up. Burnside, another opportunity.
Want a possession. Woodville want that possession. There could be a foul here shortly. Players start to throw the bodies around. Tommy Tuckford out there. The goalkeeper, ducking, weaving, taking possession. Becomes a target. There's the flag. Goalie, you love hearing that call foul when you're dodging and weaving with the ball.
Yep, throw to space.
I've just done my job. I had nowhere to clear the ball to. Hit me. And he was wanting that guy to hit him, Craig, and that's exactly what happened.
A little bit of frustration there. Man up opportunity, not being able to take most use of it. Burnside now lose that advantage. Woodville go into attack, and the time should expire on their penalty, giving them man up.
Yeah, Tommy Tuckford didn't have a player to pass to because they had that guy on the bench and everyone was covered. And he just didn't want to throw the ball away and held that possession waiting for that guy to foul him, and he drew the foul. Well done, Tommy Tuckford. Woodville now release their player. They go into a man up.
So big man up now. Woodville first look at it in the fourth quarter will be a man up. Hines to Bennett. Bennett across to Wood. Wood will go down. No, he won't. Back up. A little two-man rotation here. 45. Cross crease. Couldn't get it.
Out of the sun, yeah. Shane Abbott trying to signal that's not the one out of the sun.
Yep.
But I think Dylan Wood saw Shane all open on that corner there. But
good option.
It was a good option, but the sun just said no. Not for you. Burnside carrying this one out nice and easy. Both.
Good
Burnside's still a player down though. Woodville were a bit sloppy letting that out so easy, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was
really
poor
good enough.
discipline by the offence.
Even up now. Nicola crosses over.
And there's that spare player. Just come on, takes possession of the ball.
So Burnside 5-3.
5-3, and they know these long possessions are chewing up that short 15-minute quarter.
That's right.
We're probably down to about 7 or 8 minutes to go in the quarter, just guessing.
Tempo defensively probably needs to pick up here, Charles. Woodville need to be a little bit more urgent.
Yeah, that press on the ball. You know, getting that player that's furthest away to come in for you so everyone else pushes out and tries to get that ball off the opposition.
Yep.
And it quite often creates opportunities for the team to score, but it's a gamble. Got to put that pressure on and get that ball back.
That's right.
We know Woodville are not going to get it out of the face-off if Burnside score here. So they need to actually turn this ball over so desperately.
So there we go. Burnside just able to absorb more seconds off the clock here.
Drive coming in. The coach has probably told them.
Nice shot. Nice shot there. Nice little roll. Isolation on a short pole defender, which is the ideal route to goal. Nice little roll there from number 17. Now, I'm unsure of his name, Charles, but great little finish there.
Yeah, good little finish. Again, up past the ears of the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper dropping his stick on that one a bit early.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard to try and keep it up he's still looking into that sun as well as he looks to the right there. Bit of glare.
So what's been disappointing here on the face-off line is there's been no change.
No change. I would have probably tried something like throwing a long pole in there, Craig.
Yep.
You know, and why you do that is because you know you've got no one that can beat this guy. So the long pole pretty much lets Dawson take the ball and then just starts to work him with the checks, you know, and saying, if you're going to have that ball, mate, you're going to pay for it.
So Nicola again, some wheels for Burnside, quite fleet of foot. He'll run to space.
So Stefan Guerin, if you're watching this replay, maybe think about that in the future. You've got to change something up there, mate.
Good control there. There's a hold flag.
There's the flag
pump
called.
to the crease.
They still have control. Here comes the shot.
Ooh.
Good save by Tuckford. Good save, Tommy Tuckford.
That was a good one. So that's Lambo's probably Lambert's third shot after scoring the first two.
That could have been the end of the game right there if he had finished that. But Burnside still have this ability to close this game out probably. Might be calling it a little bit early because we say you can score quickly. But as I said, without winning those face-offs, you're not going to be getting the opportunities.
Spot on, Charles. And Burnside will look to Barry Woodville now. Extra man with Mullins. If they can get an overlap, which Woodville might be pushing a little harder now, knowing that time is expiring. Down in the bottom corner, Lambert. Up top to the goal scorer in the crease. Terrible pass.
Knocked down.
Yeah.
They get it back.
Nicola.
Get it to a player with time and space. Not the best shot. Tuckford out. Putting the pressure on the player.
A lot of strength there from Scott Dawson to get that ground
strong
ball.
player, yeah, very strong player.
Lambert, another
Tuckford,
shot.
again.
Interrupted.
Stick side high, straight into the goalie stick.
Loose man.
Player off of the bench from the penalty. Takes that clear. Beautiful pass by Tommy Tuckford.
Burnside
Jared Hines kicks
down.
it on to Dylan Wood. Out to Sean Philippa. They need this goal. Sean Philippa's gone to ground. The ball's up for dispute. There's the flag.
God.
And then a hit on Philippa as well while he's on the ground. You cannot body a guy while he's on the ground. I'm not sure if that was the foul, but there was a hit on Philippa. There should be one for that. And umpires are pointing downfield as though Woodville going to get the ball back. I think it's going to be a loose ball push, Craig.
Okay, yep. So not usually one to warrant a flag, a loose ball push, is it?
No. So
that's confusing us there. So Woodville, here we go. 6-3.
Must score, must score.
Look to get some isolation happening here, Woodville. They've been moving the ball pretty well.
Yeah, we saw that pass go from Dylan Wood down to Shane Abbott on the corner. They actually want to go the other way. They want to get those passes going up to the corner where Dylan Wood was from, standing, and have the shots coming out of the sun on the goalkeeper there. See the way the goalkeeper's standing there right now. He's got not too much visibility of the ball, and he's using his body position. And
yep. So this is the matchup Woodville need to
Kane Bennett shot
and exploit.
And he goes that bounce shot I was calling too. And that's okay. Woodville turn it straight back over. Dylan Wood driving the back corner.
So Wood will size up. Mullins, though, probably one of the better short stick defenders going around at the moment with his nice little check and lift.
Feed, there it is.
Hines inside. Semler or
Bennett's
Harris.
open. Hines gets rid of it, but stick side high. Goalkeeper takes it. Looks for the quick outlet to the long pole. Hines onto the long pole, putting pressure on.
Old junior partners at Glenelg, those two. Harris down to space. Should go to X, but instead he'll go back up the top.
Good discipline.
Under pressure, Mullins. All the time in the world.
Josh
Nicola will
Harris
cross over.
just carries it down, goes to the back corner, and then knows he can release back out. Some long poles and get a little bit panicky when they cross that centre line, Craig, and you know that if you're not going, really the two smartest options for me, one is drive at the goal and create something, or run to the back corners, turn back up and look for an outlet.
Nothing better than the fullback scoring a goal, right?
That's right. Tommy Tuckford on the run and clear. Umpires have seen something off of the ball. I think it was Richard Flepper having a little bit of a hello to Dawson. Burnside quickly get the ball back. That lack of discipline. Again, give Burnside another chance, which Woodville really needed to use themselves.
They did. So the more time clock being killed. Lambert, short pole matchup. He likes it. Wants to taste another one. Looking for 3. Number 17, who's been quite lively today in that back
Shot
corner.
from behind the goal there, really.
It was.
Low percentage.
Nicola and Kezavan off the ball push. And umpires let it go.
Oh, Big Dom. That was a bit of a clash of the Titans there.
It was. And Mullins again, bowling sticks. So
I'm guessing there's only 2 or 3 minutes left in this game. Woodville must push now, Craig.
Of course.
Got no choice but to push the ball.
With that perfect opportunity there with Burnside subbing as well, 2 to the ball, but they
And you
missed
want
that
your
one.
senior defender or your goalkeeper calling that, or the coach calling it from the sideline.
Yep.
Saying push the ball.
Standing and watching still down the bottom corner, Lambert. So there's been a stall called, Charles.
Umpires have told them that
The
they
offensive
have to bring
team,
the ball into play.
and we don't quite have a an offensive box like the Americans do, but we do have a restraining line.
Negerman on the ground ball.
Big pickup.
Great check play.
Mullins.
Zach Clothier and Negerman takes it.
So that fast break was held off, and that was a very poor pass too.
Again, unforced error.
Yep, Harris.
He was looking for, and he's given the foul away as well.
So Harris down into the attack line, back up the top. Marshall, he'll like the look of the short pole. On the left, dumped the bottom corner, terrible pass.
Good check and body work by Richard Filippa. Had to put that check on. Jaden Penner had that ball then, and he was looking. Again, you've got to take risks up the other end. We're saying the defenders have got to push. A lot of people might be cross with Jaden Penner for what he just did, but he saw where Shane Abbott was moving, took the gamble and put it to where he thought he was going to be, but Shane just turned.
Another flag here, illegal procedure apparently. Woodville has gone on the field.
2 down.
Yeah. So
if I was coach at Burnside right now, Craig, I'd be saying to them to use up the whole penalty.
Yep. Let's see if we can get a shot off in the last 5.
Yep. And that's pretty much going to kill the game clock too.
Yeah, so a couple of missed opportunities. What's been impressive is the hustle back, and that's what Ryan has brought to Burnside over the last 3 or 4 years. We just saw that last play, Negerman off to the races on that fast break, but the 2 Burnside short poles were able to get back there in front of him and stifle that fast break, and that forced Jaden Penner then to throw a hopeful ball to the crease.
Up here. Dom Lyons takes the possession, the big slow player. That's that hustle, 3-on-1. Look at that.
Yeah, so
but he's on the ground, and the umpire's called a foul because he was on the ground when Burnside hit him. Another flag. Burnside guys trying to settle down their teammate because they're going, we've got this game in the bag.
Yep.
Don't do anything silly. We want you here next week on suspension.
So
Woodville's last roll of the dice, so they still don't have enough time now.
They don't. And
this game's gone.
And they're an extra man down, so Burnside with a reasonably solid defensive.
So Burnside's already calling you, seeing their senior defender saying, okay, let's go push this ball. We're a man up.
Yep. Adam
but
Phillips.
He's not pushing it.
So even
That's
numbers
even
now. Yep, even numbers.
There's no point Woodville holding out here. They have to push in and look for a quick score, and then hopefully turn around and get another. Abbott on the corner, kicks up to Negerman. Negerman on the drive. Let's go with not much power in the shot, but the left hand.
Delicate.
And Woodville managed to get it back with hard running by Dylan Wood to the corner. Woodville to bring it back in with Wood from that southwest corner.
Yep, so they've got to take the shorties on. Simple as that. Which has been a problem for Woodville. Taking on the Burnside long poles and their 2 Australian players. It's probably not always the best way to cage.
Look up and moves the ball on to Negerman. Negerman's got time and space. Kicks it on to Bennett. Bennett lets rip high and the goalie's all over it. Great save out of the sun.
Yep.
Stayed up and just took that shot. That wasn't an easy one to save.
Outlet to Phillips. Phillips back to the goalie. Semler now collects one that was a little errant pass inside to that man again, Harris, who's been everywhere. But Burnside go offside, and that should be picked up.
The umpires missed it. They've missed that one. You and I are right on it here, but the umpires missed it.
And they did.
So you said Semler, that was Glenelg Semler was playing for Burnside?
No. This is a...
no relation?
No relation. Shout out to Andy Semler there and his son Zach.
Got to play some games together last year.
Together, yeah, they
but
did.
just watching young Zach, he's going to be better than his old man ever was. Yeah, just joking, Andy. Gentleman of the game, loved playing against Andy all those years.
Yeah, still going around, playing in the Div 2s, helping out the kids. So good luck to Andy today, and hopefully the hamstrings have stayed in place. Dom Lyons taking Marshall down the back here. But that sounds like the whistle, the bell.
There's the game.
So a spirited effort, but Burnside just probably covering Woodville in all aspects today, you'd think.
Enough of a close contest to keep everyone interested.
Yep.
Woodville definitely in it in that first half, Craig, and it could have been anyone's game, but
yeah, not without their chances, and certainly dominated the first quarter without putting on scoreboard pressure. Woodville.
Again, have to say it, the difference in today's game was in the face-off. And it's not that Woodville's face-off players not up to standard, it's just purely the quality of Burnside's face-off.
Yeah, Lewis Dow, hats off.
Dow.
A welcome return to the Burnside Bears, giving them first offence nearly every time. And eventual run-out winners, that might be 6-3, I think, Charles, wasn't it? Or they get to 8 in the end. It's hard to see with that scoreboard, and the kids haven't been updating it. So it could have got to 8-3.
I think it might have got to 8-3, and that doesn't do justice to the closeness of the game. But as I said, it was that working the face-off, and both goalies doing a good job, and both defence working hard, but the difference was there. So it's going to be interesting how Stefan Guerin deals with that going forward, you know?
Yep. Well, being a first game coach, he'll learn a lot from that, won't he? He'll hopefully have some time to reassess and have a look at what happened and what he might like to do different next time. Yep.
Hopefully he's got some good mentors around him and people that will give him some feedback. A lot of positives for Woodville in there. You know, we've got some young players, as we said. Will Pike playing his first game today.
Yep.
A bit of the future of the club with Sean Filippa. And they've got to start building around those young guys as well.
Yeah, so the couple of injuries out there for the Woodville defence line. Lewis King, who's a contracted under-23 Australian player, and Jack Levat as well. So he's a normal starting 3 defender for Woodville. So yeah, they can tighten things up down back, get a few more, get a little bit more flexible through the midfield, possibly defensively, and work on that face-off situation.
Yeah, and right now you'd be trying to fill that gap with a recruit from some college graduate coming out in May or June, but COVID's not going to let that happen easily again for a while.
I mean, Jared Hines will have his fair share against most other teams. Lewis Dow really is a strong face-off guy, who's a serious FOGO player. We've seen that for a few years now, and teams have had to really combat that. Woodville will, you would think, come up with a plan next time they play.
Yeah, well, as I said to you, that Jared Hine, just his work all over the field, for me, quality player. But again, as the coaching unit needed to change something up there because it just wasn't going Jared's way today.
That's right.
And it will next time. Well, Craig, it's been an absolute pleasure commentating with you on this sunny Saturday afternoon down at the Pekka Dome.
It has been fantastic. Pekka Park, where dreams are made of.
Yep.
So very good, Charles. Thanks for joining us today with, what are we here, theadvertiser.com or news.com or...
Just Google the Advertiser streaming service and look for Lacrosse South Australia.
Yep.
Get on board.
We look forward to bringing you many more action this year. Thanks for joining us, Charles. Been a pleasure, of course. Hopefully call a few more games with you throughout the year.
It's great work.
Right on.
See you, viewers.
Thanks, guys.